Yes, we're online. Let's see. Yes, okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the daily live stream. My daily live stream, I'm here every night at 10 p.m. Amsterdam Central European time, playing music for you, talking about music. If you have requests, let me know. I'm also streaming this on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a lot to be seen there, a lot of videos. And also, I would really appreciate, especially with this emission, because I have a very special guest here. If you're on Facebook, please do me a big favor and share this live video, this live stream. You can simply press share, do a video party wherever, but it's nice if it spreads to many people. It's highly appreciated. So yes, please share this. So let me first check the chats here before I go to my well-respected guest. And I'm so excited about this because this is the first time in this live stream. I've been doing this for over a month now, and I was totally new to this. I figured everything out by myself through YouTube tutorials, getting old mics I still had laying in the barn for years, and set everything up, and bought a few little things. But yeah. Like I said before, you know, I wanted to do live stream for many years, but being busy traveling all the time, I never really could put it to practice. And now that we're all stuck at home for a long time, I thought, no excuse. And now I'm really, I started doing it. And before I'm going to go to my guest, let me check the chats here. Let's see who is here tonight, or at least who's sending messages. Hi Bert, Hans. Hi Frank. Patrick, Linda, Ellen, Yvonne, Eric from Georgia in the Caucasian region. Hi Yvonne. Hi Leonie. Hey, good to see you here. You have a request for Miron. All right, let me see if I can, maybe later in the emission, I will do this. Thanks, Lars, also for sharing this live stream right now. I'm going to call you tomorrow for the radio show. Thanks for inviting me to your great radio show. I'll promote it here as well. So, yeah. All right, so I don't want to keep my guest, because look, the thing was, I had a system first to click on a button, and then all of a sudden he's there. But in this case, we had some technical issues, or at least I had. So I just put the iPad in front of the webcam, which is an iPhone. So the iPad and the iPhone are like almost kissing each other here. And and then here I have Sebastian. Sebastian, can you say something? I don't hear you. Wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was my mistake here.
Worries.
Yes, all right.
Oh, you
Okay,
can hear.
yes.
Okay.
Just one thing before I start talking to this very interesting man. Let me know in the chat if there are any, if there's technically anything not working, if you don't hear him, or that would be a real pity. So let me know. So I'm keeping an eye on the chats while I'm talking to Sebastian. So let me quickly introduce Sebastian Netta. You can see his name there. He is. We met many years ago when we studied together at the Hilversum Conservatory. This was one of the first jazz departments in Europe. Now it's part of the Amsterdam Conservatory. And at that time, there were only Dutch students and German students who mostly lived like a little bit more or less in the border area of the Netherlands, because at that time there was the only place in the region where we could study jazz. And now this school that doesn't exist anymore. It has become part of the huge international Amsterdam Conservatory, and they're doing a fantastic thing there with an amazing faculty. I mean, it's a whole other world now of conservatory. But then we met, And Sebastian is from Münster in Germany, and a fantastic drummer. He's an amazing drummer, and we he has been doing a lot of stuff, playing all over Europe, playing with also in the Dutch jazz scene and also in the German jazz scene. He's an acknowledged drummer, but there is a lot behind this man, which is very interesting. Next to only playing drums. Hey, Sebastian, let's talk a little bit.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. So good to see you here with this really nice backdrop.
It's really nice to be on your show. I've been on your show. I've listened and watched your show several times. This whole technology thing is just great for me, and to see so many people doing creative stuff on the net due to that situation that we're all in.
Yeah.
But listening to you is very special.
Well, thank you. Thank
really
you.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I just jumped into the deep. I mean, I'm used to talk to audience when I'm in a live situation like with you, but it is different with just cameras staring at you. But the response is great, and it's growing, and it's So and this is the very first time I have a guest, so I'm very excited tonight about So all right. First of all, before we go into the scientific part, because that's a very interesting thing. First of all, so Sebastian, he phoned me a couple, I think, how many years now? 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago,
Yeah. He phoned me and I said, listen, I built a stage. I had a great idea to build a portable stage. I said, what? Yeah, so what this man has done, it's a great idea. He envisioned a stage, and he's going to show you a stage which is portable and enables people to watch and especially experience a band music in nature. Maybe you can tell about, because you were the whole you're the force behind this. Maybe you can still go a little bit more in depth in this thing.
Thank you for giving me a chance to share this, because it's a very nice idea for musicians, especially the idea came because I was kind of fed up with the situation that we always have to look for clubs to play in, and finally, if you don't find a good jazz place where people understand what you're doing, mostly you talk to people who want to sell beer, and they want to make you play the music so people get excited and they can sell their drinks. And so this whole discussion was getting very was upsetting me. And I found a picture on the internet, and I was very much into tiny housing. Tiny housing is a very interesting thing if you look it up in the internet.
Yeah.
It's a way of living and getting rid of things. So I found this picture of this one little stage that one guy in America built, and I found his address, and I asked him if I can rebuild it, and he said, okay, it's nice of you to ask me, but you don't have to. Just go ahead and build your own. And this is what I did. I just, got into my head and found all kinds of ideas, and then I built it. I can show you. I hope I can share this screen now.
Yeah,
you?
it's a really nice movie. Yeah, please. Yeah.
And actually, guys, what everybody can see now is also, you can see this. I hope you can see all this. And here's this little stage here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Can you somehow enlarge? Well, I think it's.
Well, I'll enhance it a little later with the video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The video, I can enhance it now. Wait, can you see? Everybody can see it now?
Yeah, this is, yeah.
This is my little wooden stage, and you will see how it is being built up very briefly. And maybe you can hear even the music in the background. And that's my friend Mike Del Ferro. You might have heard of him. Played a German folk song with me. Together, I invited him also and played together in a studio. It's called Alle Vögel sind schon da. That's
it's
the
so
stage.
cool. It's so
And
cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really nice little thingy that you can take anywhere in the woods, whatever. The machinery around it, the whole PA and everything is based on batteries. So even in the worst case, when there's no electricity around, you can just still play, and we did also
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
past. And it's really nice. It has a good atmosphere. It has a good sound in
Yeah.
it by
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
and people really like it because it's something they want to touch, they want to get to it, and it's about like 100, 200 people, not more, that take that you can place in front of it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
realized some many about now it's like about 9 projects on this stage with different people, including you.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are two things. First of all, I'm always amazed how quickly I mean, of course, this is a time lapse, but in
Yeah,
reality, how long does it take to set it up, more or
30
less? Yeah,
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah, and that's amazing. And the other thing is, maybe on the video, it looks small, but I was really surprised about the size when you're in the stage, and of course there is a yeah, like an extension which goes in, but it's really it's quite big, and the
Yeah,
acoustics inside, because it's all wood and very well designed.
I
Because
show you.
yeah,
I show you more
yeah,
video. You
yeah,
can see it here.
yeah. And maybe
Um,
can you also tell us a little bit about who manufactured this, and because you went with an idea to a wood factory, yeah? That's you told me. How did that
um,
come
are you
about?
still seeing the video, or
Yeah, small, it's small. If you can enlarge this as well,
I can
full
enlarge?
screen. Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
So they can see all these 4 guys playing.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's surprisingly big. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the vibe.
that
Yeah,
sound is nice, and
yeah,
it's really nice to go on to.
yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And how you went to, because you had the idea, and then you went to yeah, how do you call this, like a carpenter, well, a carpenter, how would you say this, like a
Um,
factory, maybe you can
Wait, I have to check this this
we
thing
have to
here.
see you again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with it. Okay, we'll be back. Uh, Wait,
you'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
It up. So here we are. Anyways,
there
you
you
can
are.
see.
Yeah, there you are. Yes, yes.
So yeah, I went to I had no money. I had no money, and I just had this crazy idea, and I went to some people and asked them if they would be willing to help me building it, and I would pay them afterwards if this would be successful. And this one guy, friend of a friend, he has a big company, and I went to him and I told him about my idea, and he said, "I'll do it. That's it." And he just built it.
That's
And
nice. Yeah,
I showed him some pictures and ideas, and he said, "Yeah, I understand what you need. Just give me the space, the measurements, and come back in 3 months."
yeah,
And then he did it just
yeah,
by the picture I gave him and the idea. And yeah, now it's getting very big. We have like 30 to 40 gigs a year,
yeah,
all through the summer.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I experienced a couple. You invited me. It was so cool, and it's a beautiful setting that um, people enjoying music in nature. Of course,
Yes.
Germany is huge. It's so beautiful. So there are so many places in the nature, and also what I noticed, what I wouldn't expect, because Germany is known as being so organized. It's quite flexible there, like where you can they don't make a lot of fuss out of if you want to go in the forest and play. It's not a
Well,
big deal, right? It's not such
but
a
Germans can be very sassy about those things.
yeah. I thought it was kind of yeah, okay.
Kind of bureaucracy is very big here. But the thing is, I go under the sonar.
Yeah, yeah,
And
under the radar.
those,
Yeah,
I mean, I have like my artistry is, and the people that I invite are very well known, just like you and anybody else who's playing on the stages. And I have quite some backup here. There are artists and funding things and things like going on. And I was, and I am at this point of this Corona crisis. There's there's many sad things going on, and one of the most sad thing for me is people in old folks' homes. They really are isolated, and many of them are giving up. They're giving up because they have no connection to their loved ones, and they're not allowed to get visitors. And I had this idea. I said, hey, I can set the stage in front of the old folks' homes and play to them through the windows, like anybody else would. But we have these old folks' homes, which are not in a city. They're all outside in little communities and everything, and then outside in the woods and everything. And so I just spread it in the news. I put up a news letter and sent it to all the newspapers and the radio stations around here and said, hey, if these people want us, we just come there and play. We don't, And all of a sudden, I got like 12 or 15 phone calls and emails and everything. And now we have like 15 gigs in front of old folks' homes. And we play any music, whatever they like. We send them lists of music they want to hear. And they can just, scrib on and say, okay, we want to hear this and that. And then I send them the musicians. The musicians are great. And since I did that, I got a phone call from one lady who's seemingly very rich, and she gave us money, and also state-wise, I got funding just for doing it, and this is really great. I mean, this is it gives me a lot of energy, and
but that's
nice.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's I think if you what comes around goes around. If you go do make these beautiful initiatives in order to just share your love for people and all of that, these things happen. That's
I mean, it's nice to work with musicians as well. If we all the stuff that we do together, and there's much love coming back, and it's really nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let me check the chats here if there are any. If you have any questions for Sebastian, then write them down in the chat. I can pass them on to him, and then he can answer. Well, I'm seeing a lot of good reactions.
That's cool.
Bonsai Bühne. It's Why the name bonsai?
Well, actually, it's because it's a small thing, and I must say, I also owe this to you, Mike, because there was just a working title for the stage, and you pointed it out. You said bonsai is a very Japanese thing. Because Japanese people and Japanese artistry is very how do you say this? They do less and less, and it's been put down to just one little item, and the whole stage is very thoughtful built. Every detail, very well done. This guy who built the stage is really an artist, and I must say he did a great job of doing it. Because this is bonsai is just small, This is what bonsai trees is small little.
What blows my mind in Japan is how incredibly efficient people are with space, and I stayed in hotel rooms like, well, 1 by 1 square meter. Well, okay, maybe 2, but really small. I had to jump over my suitcase, really, to get to, and then everything is there. Everything you need is there, and I'm, it's really amazing. Japanese people are. It's a fascinating place. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let me check if there are. No, there's no more questions for now. But let me know. And then I want to move on to the next thing, and so you can already tell from this man that he's like a man full of ideas. And then again he phoned me and he said, now I have another project, and this really blew my mind. because building a stage, okay, this is already fantastic. But then he said, I'm making music by communicating with plants. And then my first question was, did you spend some time at a coffee shop in Amsterdam, or what's this?
That's also
yeah, 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 long time ago. But yeah, and then you send me actually a video just filmed with your iPhone with a sensor attached to a plant, and all these amazing sounds were coming from a computer. And well, please, can you explain about this? And also then the idea is that you that I'm going to play on top of this and improvise. But maybe you can first explain this amazing thing.
First of all, I would like to explain how this idea came to me. I am a big fan of TED Talks on YouTube, and I watch them regularly and all night long, and sometimes. And I stumbled over a young woman, lady that her name is Monica Gallardo, and she is a scientist living in Australia, and she is doing research on plants. And the amazing thing that this woman did, which is still, I love this English word, flabbergasting to me when I saw it the first time. Maybe you are all familiar with the Pavlov dog, what is it called, setup. And it's called it, and the reaction of a dog can be. Mike, can you help me? How do you say this? People can you can train a dog to do something, but there's also a subconscious thing when you when you train a dog to do something. Anyways.
Yeah. But it sounds.
So,
I don't. Yeah.
So the thing is that she did the same thing with plants. And you have to get into Monica Gallardo, because I'm not a scientist and I cannot tell you about everything here. I read her book and understand about this whole idea. And that night, I really had a bad time sleeping. All these ideas went through my mind, and I thought, would it be possible to hook up to a plant and make it sing or communicate in a way that we use technology? And then I found a technology that is fairly old. It's in the 60s and 70s of the last century, people started into finding ways of finding the currency that every living being is producing is electricity. And so even when you go to the doctor and you have your heart measured, you see these altitudes of wave. And so it shows the doctor how your heart works, if it's all right, or if you had a heart attack or whatever. And the same goes for every living beings, including plants and everything that is also vibrant. And so in the 70s, 80s, people started experimenting with these sensors already, and they found ways of taking off the electricity and translate them into sound, which is fairly easy. And that morning, you know that when you wake up very early in the morning and you're really fed up and you want to go back to sleep, and then you fall into sleep and you dream bad.
Yes.
It's like they're worthless.
Yeah.
Anyways, this dream wasn't worthless because somebody insisted, telling me, hey, just go to the internet and punch in MIDI and plants. Just what I did. And I found these crazy guys in California who have this little machine, and it translates plant music into MIDI. That's all. Whatever you do with it is up to you. So that's what I did. You know, I took this little machine and I bought it. It's quite expensive, but I didn't care because a voice told me to buy it.
Yeah.
And then I called everybody, including you, all my friends, and I said, hey, this is crazy. We have to do something with it. One thing we have to, when we start listening to all this music, and this is also what Monica Gallardo said, and it's very important. Don't get hoaxed with this. It's just a game. It is not, the plans are not talking to us. It's just we measure the electricity, we take of the altitudes of the waveforms, we take out some information and translate them into MIDI. It's like as I can touch these things. I'm sorry I didn't bring it. It's down in the cellar right now. I can touch it and it makes music as well. It does every chaotic thing. The stuff that comes out of it is very chaotic.
Yeah.
But it's magical, and that's why I'm doing it. When I sit in my garden and I listen to my magnolia or to my rhododendron, I don't know the English name for it, and I just hook this up, and I have this being put in my DAW. It's a Ableton machine with all these instruments that are in there, and you start experimenting because you get information from the plant. That is true. The information comes from the plant. The plant actually plays those instruments, and then the rest is art. Yeah. That is really something so weird. I can sit there for hours listening to that stuff.
Can you show us an example?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I listen to some sounds.
Yeah. So what I did is, first of all, you will hear a rhododendron, and I also recorded the birds around it, so it gives a little atmosphere. But it's really nice if you listen to all of this, and when the flower starts giving the information, I put it through some filters. Filters means they're instruments that I programmed, or just through some, how you ever do that there in those programs. You put some instruments, and also I filtered some tones. So there's only a portion of the tones that the plants is going to trigger is getting through. So the music that you hear actually is being triggered by the plant, put through the artistry through my head. Let me say that. So this is what you hear then.
And this plant is, before you start playing, this is the magnolia or the other one?
This is the rhododendron.
Okay, so.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, wait, can you hear it?
No. Yeah, there it is, there it is. Yeah.
So I'll make it a little softer. Could you hear that well?
Yeah. I think it came up. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stop it now.
Yeah. Wow.
I have to find my way through these magical instruments here as well, because all these little knobs and everything making me crazy.
Wow, man,
So
this is amazing. Yeah,
the
plants.
yeah,
Wow.
this is the
Yeah.
plant sound, but again, don't get hoaxed. I gave it the voice. Yeah, I gave it the voice. The magnolia, which was right around the corner, I sat in front of it, and I first I took the same sound, and then I found no, didn't match the magnolia. The magnolia sounds different, and I would like you to listen to it for a second, and then, Mike, I would like you to play to it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
sounds to it as well, and
Yeah.
after let the magnolia talk to you for a second, and then or a minute, and then you start playing with it. Okay?
I've played in many situations with many people, many, throat singers, pan flute players, but I've never played with plants. So,
Okay, have fun.
thank you. Wow.
Yeah, fantastic.
What an what an experiment. An experiment.
The thing is,
Experience and an experiment. Yeah.
it's really nice to listen to you playing this because I sent it to other friends as well who played around with the same sound, and it's very interesting what comes out of it and how people react to the plan.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
what I haven't found yet, and because due to the situation right now, I cannot work with lots of musicians, but we will very soon. And I wonder how if plants react on the sounds that we make while they make sounds, but that would imply that they have a consciousness that would reflect on what we do. And this is kind of, I don't know, this is very far-fetched. And there are many people out there who try to do some voodoo about this, which I don't like very much. I like to keep it as it is. It's kind of a
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
to make music. And if we communicate with these plants, I don't know. Let me say this. It's very nice. It's very mesmerizing and enchanting to sit there and listen to these people and
Yeah. It's
beings.
yeah. It's beautiful. It's you know it's what can I say? It's I think it's quite unique. Have you probably have searched like on the internet about other people doing similar projects? How is that?
It all has to do with the knowledge of the musician. There are people
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
working on a technical basis with this, and it's like I'm sorry to say, but some of the people who only use computers for making music are sometimes limited in their musical background
Yeah.
because they don't rely on the knowledge that you build up working on
Yeah.
instruments. But other discussion. I don't want to get into deeply into that. If you only work with the technology, it's very easy to get sounds out of there. But when you listen, and I heard you play with these minor major chord structures that are being built in there, you react totally different
Yeah.
to that musician, to
Yeah,
that music.
yeah. I listen to it from a musical point of view, and of
Exactly.
course, you are. I mean, I said already before, you're a great drummer, but you know about harmony. You play chords. You play piano. As like so. You really know about theory, harmony, and all of that, frequencies, overtones. So then it's in the right hands, I think, because always
So
I think the tool, it's
what
very,
we
very
do
nice.
with the information that comes
Yeah.
through the plans and through the computers is really man-made. It's made through our brain and through our consciousness.
Yeah.
But what it
Yeah.
shows, and so I was thinking, and why do I love it so much? It shows the beauty of nature.
Yeah.
It is shows that there's so much going on there that we don't understand, and it is getting an awareness. When I sometimes I just experimented it in the past weeks. We did some video recording with the stage, and I brought this little device with me, and I just set it up near a tree, and I put the little thingies there in the tree, and got the information from the tree, and just let the music play by itself by the computer. And there were some people that were really, they wouldn't believe me. They
Yeah.
were just standing there and say, "This is not true. This is not happening." Yeah, you're right. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's all magic. Woo.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But because that's always when you do something relatively new, you always get people are a little bit reluctant or yeah. But that's it's this is beautiful. We should do more plant concerts in the future.
Absolutely.
But we
I
will, yeah, we will.
will
I
absolutely.
can't. Really looking forward to this. Yeah. Let me check the because I'm getting a lot of reactions here.
Sure.
Plants making ambient music. Yeah, amazing, great. Well, people are very mysterious sound. This is so interesting. This is Patrick, and Patrick is a fantastic editor for video, movies, documentaries,
Okay.
some even Netflix. We're talking about a serious editor here. He is asking, did you try this with different kind of plants, and do plants that are dying, for instance, send out different signals? Oh wow, that's a question.
Yeah. To be honest, that was one of the questions a scientist asked me when I showed him the device. And to be honest, I'm anxious to rip off a leaf and put this device on it
Yeah,
to hear it
yeah,
die.
yeah.
But I must say that to answer the question more seriously, of course, the plant situation is very important for the information that you get, especially when we had this in the morning, and in the morning the plant has different information than in the evening, or sometimes when I hook it up to a plant in my house and I touch the plant, I just flick it or so, it stops doing anything. And that is, you think that this is kind of an information that you get, but you might be familiar with Paul Watzlawick and the systemical theory. It's all made up in your own mind what you make out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, never really know what is going on. And science is also. Listen to Monica Gaiano. I really put this to your heart.
Yes.
Listen to
yeah.
a very interesting person, and it's called. I'll find it on the net.
Yes, yeah, and already here in the chat, Sebastian, because you cannot see the chat here, Ellen, she already looked her up and sent her a link. Monica Gagliano.com. So there's her website. So yeah. Well, this is great. Thank you, Ellen.
Buy her book and look at her speeches and everything. It's a fantastic woman.
On TED Talks, she's talking on TED.
And also on biology meetings and everything.
Yeah.
You her on YouTube easily.
Beautiful.
Very mesmerizing person.
Yeah. Wow, Sebastian, thank you so much for this amazing amazing thing. Yeah, it's fun, right? Yeah, it's again, it's so cool to have a guest on the live stream. I'm going to this is really cool. It's nice to play and talk about, but this is nice. This is wonderful. I'm very thanks for being the first person to dare to do this.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for this. I mean, I would be anxious to do my own streaming.
Well, go for it. I mean, the reactions I'm getting from people every day, new people show up. I'm getting I can see it on my Facebook. So many new people start liking my page. I create a whole new audience because people share it again. That's why I'm emphasizing, this is such beautiful information this man is giving us. So please share this post. If you're on Facebook, please share this live stream. You can do video party, whatever, simply share. And not everybody is aware that if you simply press share, that it spreads all over Facebook, which is nice. So thank you.
I have a request because I love the way you play, but there's one song that maybe is giving us some idea of the situation we are right now in. It's called Somewhere. There's a place for us.
Oh,
can you play that?
Has been a while, but let me do this. Oh, that's been a while. Instant mind refreshing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just gave you some birds, man.
You were putting in the birds. I love this interaction. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I'm so excited about this first live interview. Thank you. Um, Thank you, Sebastian Netta. I can look him up. You see his name there. Such an interesting person. So through your website, there are all the links to the plans, to the stage, everything, right? But
Thank
you're
you.
yeah, you're Facebook. It's all over the internet. So again, before I close, I would like to thank you for watching, for listening. Tomorrow I'll be here again. Play music for you, 10 p.m. Amsterdam, Central European time. Send me your requests, and yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Thank you, eternal thanks, Sebastian Netta, and thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Love you all, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.